Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The one-run Yankees lose another one north of the border. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
That's when Buck Martinez started saying, the Yankees aren't a good team. The Yankees aren't a good team.
The Yankees, they're not a good team.
Think of your children pledging allegiance to the maple leaf.
You don't understand. I'm not supposed to be here.
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. Well, it's the one-and-done Yankees. It's the only muster-up, one-run-a-game New York Yankees, and now they've lost back-to-back games north of the border against the Blue Jays in the Rogers Center, and they dropped this game today 4-1. Mind you, today was a bullpen game for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now they have Dylan Cease going tomorrow, and I told you on last night's show, my spider senses were tingling for a sweep by the Blue Jays on the New York Yankees. And you know why? It's not the Yankees pitching. It's the fact that they refuse to change their approach at the plate. The New York Yankees philosophy is we're going to swing as hard as we possibly can, and eventually the balls will start landing. Well, hey, Yankees, that hasn't worked out all season long.
Lie, lie, and lie.
And I was watching the Toronto Blue Jays broadcast today, and they said before the game that the manager of the Blue Jays and the team had a meeting and said that we are going to have team at-bats. Since we are struggling hitting the home run and our team is designed that way, we are going to play small ball and we are going to sack fly, move runners over. And exactly what did the Toronto Blue Jays do today? They implemented small ball. And the seventh inning is a perfect example of it when the Toronto Blue Jays third baseman laid down that bunt. That's exactly what the New York Yankees should be doing. That's what they need to be doing, manufacturing runs. But the Yankees' philosophy with the launch angle and exit velocity, and let's go talk to the computer in the room and the nerds from Harvard about how to hit baseballs, it's simple, folks. This game's been played for over 125 years. You get on base, you try to get home, do it any way you can. This is the problem. When you get guys like Jazz Chisholm, who's in a contract year, and they can't change their approach to the plate because that means less money in their pocket, less home runs, less RBIs, because sack flies and moving runners over don't show up in the stat category. And this falls exactly on Aaron Boone. Boone. Whoa! And this isn't unfounded. This isn't just me trying to find a scapegoat for today. This is another example of a AL East manager eating Aaron Boone's lunch, dinner, and breakfast, and even throw a brunch in there the next day with Dylan Cease going. Trust me, because nobody listens to Aaron Boone. I said it on the game last night. The fact that he got kicked out of that game to rile his team up and to wake them up from their nappuccino, and no one did squat. He's the substitute teacher of this baseball team, and he can't implement small ball because Brian Trashman, Senator Palpatine, from the Death Star, will not allow Aaron Boone to have total control over this team. Now, the New York Yankees, it even shows up in new guys now. This guy, Ramos, did you see him dog it to first base today? That's what I'm talking about. Even Ben Rice was dogging it during the game yesterday. These guys are lethargic, lackadaisical, and they don't give a shit as much as the fans because they're making millions, and also they don't have a manager that will hold them to task. You know, the reason Joe Girardi isn't the manager of the New York Yankees anymore is because he told lazy Gary Sanchez he needs to be practicing his defense 5 times a week. Gary Sanchez went back to the front office, and guess who didn't have a job within a month? It wasn't Gary Sanchez, who should be bagging groceries at Ralph's with Gittrick. It should be Joe Girardi should still have the job there, but guess what? The front office doesn't want that. They want a nice little orderly puppet that everybody throws paper airplanes at their back like Aaron Boone when they have team meetings. Aaron Boone, since he started, has been having his lunch eaten by the AL East managers, and it shows. Do you see what the manager did implementing small ball, and his team responded like that? No one respects the manager. And also, not to mention and compound everything, is the fact that Aaron Boone is having the same exact problems as last year. We had the June Boone swoon go all the way into July, and then all we heard is that, Aaron Boone should maybe get the manager of the year because of all these injuries. Okay, listen, he's not setting the lineups anyway. It's Trashman and the computer anyway. So Aaron Baboon Bubbles does not have full control over this team, and frankly, they're tired of listening to him. It's background noise at this point, and these guys are going to go out and do whatever they want to do, not work at bats. A bullpen game, and you guys can only muster 1 run. That's a fundamental problem with the New York Yankees. They're dogging it. They're not playing good defense, and they're doing everything else but concentrating on the game of baseball and getting the job done and looking down the barrel of a sweep tomorrow in the Rogers Center. Now, Cam Schlittler today, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 97 pitches. First of all, let me give him his flowers. He had nothing today and still gave you 5 innings. This is why Cam Schlittler is 10 years ahead of where he should be as far as maturity is concerned. Look at guys like Weathers. Look at guys like Will Warren. Whenever they face adversity, they fold up like a cheap umbrella. Cam Schlittler can stick in there and still give you a quality start. But frankly, the book is out on Cam Schlittler. Just like how you saw the league adjust to Ben Rice, who's on the back of a milk carton, and we'll get to that. But the league also the book gets out on pitchers. Now, Cam Schlittler throws 3 different types of fastballs. We saw this in the Dodgers series, and they started a new trend. The Dodgers fouled Cam Schlittler off 26 times in that game and got Cam Schlittler out of the game. This is the problem when you have a pitcher like Cam, who's very efficient at pitching fastballs. He has 3 different types of fastballs. He doesn't want to take the training wheels off of that curveball. He needs to start trusting his secondary and third pitches a lot more if he wants to establish that fastball, because what teams are doing right now is, okay, we'll just make contact with the ball. We'll foul the ball off until this guy's pitch count gets so high and he's got to leave the game. Then we'll get into the bullpen. And that's exactly what happened to Cam Schlittler today. So the one-run Yankees do the same exact thing back-to-back days. They do the same exact thing back-to-back years. And there's an old adage, nothing changes if nothing changes. And the New York Yankee, empty-calorie Yankees keep trying to jam that square peg in that round hole. And I told you before, this not scoring runs business is going to start affecting the starting pitching and especially the bullpen. It's no coincidence that Hedrick gave up his first run in about 57 innings today, because even guys like that are starting to get touched. Pause. And even Tim, King of the Hill, from AutoZone, Employee of the Month every month. Whee! Yo, Tim, your wife's on the phone. Well, tell her I'm getting lit up from these Rolling Rocks and by the Toronto Blue Jays. He didn't have his stuff today. Fernando Cruz has been on a little bit of a downtrend. And that happens because you are overusing your bullpen. And we know Bubbles Baboon loves loves to pull the levers, loves to use 17 relievers in a game. And this is why the New York Yankee fans complain. And everyone goes, how could you complain about a team that's 13 games above 500? Because we're going to lose the division again to a team like the Tampa Bay Rays, who has a salary of $8, okay? And they have Cedric Mullins as their cleanup hitter. Do you know why they win baseball games? It's simple. They play the game of baseball. The New York Yankees should actually give it a try tomorrow. But you know what? If you think they only score 1 run in a bullpen game, what do you think they're going to do against Dylan Cease, the runner-up in my eyes to the Cy Young behind Cam Schlittler? And the New York Yankees squander another start from one of their stud starters. And the New York Yankees are probably going to get swept in Canada tomorrow. But you know what? There'll be no ramifications to the actions. There'll be no hitting coach fired. There'll be nobody benched. It will just be Bubbles Baboon, Aaron Baboon, and Club Boone, where everyone puts their feet up, put a little umbrella in your drink, and don't worry about it, guys. Keep swinging hard, put your feet up, and this is going to be a nice little vacation until October. The Yankees need to wake up now and start playing baseball. And it needs to happen before the division gets out of reach for the New York Yankees. And don't be out of reach with me. Go over to New York Minute on Instagram. That's NEWYRKMIN. Also, go to the New York Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. And have you become a New York Nut yet? For $1.99 a month, you get twice the show for half the dough. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. See you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Bye.
That's your boy.
So
He
I have to
said
work.
he was.
Goodbye. That's my boy.